Today is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our On the Grill Part 1 it's our preseason thoughts and information on the cast for Survivor 50.
That's right. When we have an all-returnee season, we call it On the Grill, as opposed to judge a book by its cover. That's our tradition here as we enter our coverage of our 41st season of Survivor in our 21st year of podcasting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. We had originally planned to record right around the anniversary when we started, but we missed it by a couple of days. For those wondering, anytime you see something about our birthday on our SFP admins account on Facebook, that's associated with when we did the first podcast in February 15th of 2005. So, well, I think it's safe to say we're pretty excited. We've gotten more and more excited the closer we got to the beginning of season 50, and we avoided paying much attention to it. There was a lot of pressure
definitely did.
To start covering season 50 before season 49 aired. That's because they recorded it last year in June of 2025, and before they were kicking off, they were doing lots of press. And the cast, they released the cast, and then it had already even leaked that Savannah and Rizzo were going to be on there. So I think the first time I saw anything about who was on 50, it actually had them on there already. So.
Well, I was just adamant about ignoring everything.
Yeah, but
refusing to talk about it.
We've had a really good time prepping for this and going through and watching some interviews, and
it's just I didn't want to do it.
Getting background.
It was 49's season.
Yeah.
I understand it, and I'm fine with people who wanted to go gung-ho from the get-go. No problem. But I just refused.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but not
now. I'm really
now we're on.
No, it's go time.
Yeah. So, we're getting pumped up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through the entire cast. We're going to give our thoughts, or who's going to make the merge, who's not going to make the merge, and whatever trinkets that we pulled out about them from their interviews. And we're going to do that based on the order in Paul's visual roster for the three tribes, the Sila, the Kalo, and then the Vatu. I guess if I'm going to say Vatu, I should say Kalo.
Yes, we watched all of Mike Bloom's interviews.
Preseason interviews, yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
I would
really
highly recommend you do it. We're going to give some of the information for people who don't want to spend a lot of time doing it about who they consider friends or foes, or they're on the fence about, or that kind of thing. Just as general information instead of bio information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll include a link to those interviews, like a playlist for those interviews, so you can check them out. You ready to get started?
Yes.
Oh, wait, is there anything else we need to say before we jump in?
I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Then the answer is no, and we are quite ready to engage. First up, we've got the Sila tribe, and they are the Orange tribe, and the goddess herself, Sari.
Yes, Sari is one of the two oldest people. She's the oldest woman in this season. She's only 55, but that's the oldest for this season. And this is her fifth time playing.
Right. She started
for the U.S.
Exile Island, season 12, then came back from Micronesia, the historic season where she was the centerpiece for the Black Widow Brigade in the move that's going to continually be talked about.
That will haunt Eric forever.
Yeah. And then she came back again for Heroes versus Villains, and then another time for Game Changers. And most recently, she had recorded, but it hadn't aired yet, the Survivor Australia versus the World that she had played, which I think that puts her kind of in a unique position, because she's fresh off experience playing against experienced players.
Well, it's been a little while.
No, it was
It
a
wasn't
reasonably
before they
short
shot
amount
it.
of time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's really cool for her and that. I was certainly keeping that in mind when I was thinking about how she's going to do. She says she's thinking about this as her Survivor graduation. She's finally here to graduate to the win.
Yeah, and the Survivor's her first love, and that she feels unfinished.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's looking to play a more fluid game, and she's willing to work with her enemies. If they stab her in the back, she said she'll take that knife out and hand it right back to them, and then figure out how they can work together to make it to the next day.
Well, and she said she's not going to feel 100% worthy to be a survivor until she wins.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, that is it. That is the pinnacle.
She is there to play, so...
Outside of winning multiple times, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's looking to align with Aubrey and Coach, and she's identifying Dee, Kyle, and Q as major targets, and she's wary of Stephanie. They've played together 3 times before, counting Traders, where Sari won.
Well, I think she's more afraid. She doesn't know if Stephanie wants to play with her.
Yeah, that's why she's wary.
Yeah, because she's voted her off, but... I think Stephanie is. We'll find out. But she is one of the few people, a lot of them are just off the bat. 49ers, no, get rid of them. Cerie's like, hey, Savannah could be a bigger threat than me. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, could be a shield.
And so, Cerie did not have a set strategy per se, other than she gets vibes about people like everybody does, and she's going to go solely judge them on her vibes and not the history of how they played before.
Yeah, she's big on, I'll figure it out on the beach.
Yes.
There's only so much you can do in terms of pre-gaming, pre-planning, all that.
It all changes when you get on the beach.
You don't really know what you're dealing with until it starts. Absolutely.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the most mature, smart ways to approach it.
And she's changed so much through the years. And, she's smart enough to know, so have the others. People change.
All right. Merge, no merge. What do you got? Or is there anything else you wanted to say about her?
Yeah. Let's see. She's pretty open to working with anyone, like Stacy said, but she really is going to be looking for people who she feels will be loyal to her. She's not sure about Tiffany, Genevieve, and Rizzo, and she's not even sure if Joe or Camilla would work with her or trust her. She would like to work with Jenna, Ozzy, Coach, Aubrey, Chrissy, Jonathan, Emily, and Devon's cautiously. Even Camilla. If Camilla was loyal to her, she would be cool with that.
Which you wouldn't be able to know because Camilla can look you right in the eye and lie.
True.
Without you being able to tell.
I don't know if people will let Suri get to the end. They'd be kind of crazy. However, I put Merge, and I'm thinking about either maybe Suri or Ozzy for my USB right now.
Yeah, sure. That's exciting to consider.
Because it would be exciting for me.
Yep.
So there you have it.
Well, she certainly knows how to navigate her way through a game when she's playing with returnees, and they're experienced returnees. So when she's playing against a bunch of winners, she's certainly proved that she could navigate the game. But she needs somebody she can trust, just like everyone does.
Of course.
At different stages of the game.
But I think so many people are so afraid of her, like she's going to hypnotize me or something. She's going to do her magic. And just so they don't want to let her get too far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching her play too. I got Merge for Cherie.
Yep, me too.
Next up, we got Christian from David versus Goliath, season 37.
Yep, he's, like Stacey said, second time playing. He's 40 now. He's a tenured professor of robotics. And he has a 6-week-old son.
Yeah, he said
Michael.
He wasn't sure if he was going to tell him about that yet. He hadn't figured out if he was going to Jeremy Collins it or not. So.
Well, here's the thing, though. Is he going to have the issues?
Because of that?
Yes.
Focus pulled. Yeah.
Wow.
What am I missing out on? Yeah, well, he says his plan for the game is to control the narrative. He is all about narrative warfare. He understands that his role is to be a storyteller and to be a creative storyteller, and he's looking forward to doing that and matching up against the other storytellers.
Well, and he's got a playbook in his head.
for how to handle complex votes.
Yes.
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff.
That makes sense. That he spent a lot of time thinking about how to manage the voting scenarios.
He also said Mike White put a target on him with his words, and he wants to do it to Mike this time.
Yeah.
Though I think they're really good friends. So.
Yeah.
He said Coach scares him. He'd like to work with Jenna because he doesn't think she'd quit. And he would work with Sari, but he's afraid she'll vote him off.
I loved what he said about Devins. He said, I want to be the Spock to his Kirk.
Yeah. And I'd like to finish what I was saying about Sari. He said, but he's thinking about offering her a final 3 and meaning it. Mm-hmm. And working with her. So since he's on her tribe, I find that very interesting. I think that would be awesome. And he also loves Ozzy. And Ozzy's on that tribe too. So, And the funny thing is Christian has worked with Eva. And so he thinks he might have an in with Joe because he knows Eva.
Yeah, they worked in similar or the same robotics lab at Georgia Tech. I think at different times, and they have spoken together about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, he said he could work with most people, but Colby, Stephanie, Angelina, Mike D, Charlie Q, Kyle, Rizzo, and Savannah. And he said Camilla has resting murder face.
That's great.
And she's too good at lying. So I really look forward to watching Christian play again. And I think, wow, wouldn't that be an alliance? Sari, Christian, Joe, Ozzy, even Rick, even Emily and Jenna. You know, that's just, I was trying to who would be first out on that tribe? And I thought, well, I would have to vote for Savannah just because, I really want to see more what the other people are doing and gonna do.
I keep laughing and giggling because I'm remembering what Christian said about sitting out on the beach there in the pregame at Ponderosa when they can't talk to each other. They can make eye contact, smile, and all that, whatever. And he said he let one loose.
Oh,
He crop dusted someone.
In front of Joe.
Thinks he might have made an enemy there.
So he thinks he's going to hold that against him. I thought
it wasn't
seriously?
Joe that he did that to. It was another one.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, yeah. Anyway, that's fine.
Oh, well, I forget who it was then.
Yeah. What do you got for
Joe.
Christian? Merge, no merge?
Oh, merge.
Yeah, I got merge too. As a matter of fact, he's definitely in the running for my USB.
You know, here's the thing. This merge, no merge thing, we decided that probably there would be at least 11 people. So we had to force ourselves to put, a no merge on at least 11 people. Mm-hmm. That was our agreement. And that was very hard. I kept going, but I don't want them to go. But I don't want them to. And it was like, but somebody has to. So just...
It's going to be hard. It's going to be fast, too, because there's so many that need to go. There's going to be lots of double eliminations this season.
Well, there has to be. If they're only having the same time allotment. So
okay, moving on to Emily. She played previously in season 45.
She's 37 now and said she wouldn't play again, but she thinks she can do better a second time, even though she's newly married.
I think she was married when she played the last time.
Well, she said she
was about to be because she left him to plan everything.
And that she believes she can win, but that she's a bad liar.
Yeah, she's going to try to play the Goldilocks method, she said. She's going to try to find that middle ground between aggression and passivity.
Well, when she was asked about what she did to prep, she said that she was so anxious that her prep was more internal to get her mindset better. And she said, it's just hard for me to keep my mouth shut. And that she's really working on her mindset because... In other words, she didn't do much physical is what she said.
Yep, she's looking forward to aligning with the authentic weirdos, as she described them, like Coach. And she's targeting Dee and Mike White and Rick Devins as potential foes.
Yeah, she said she'd work with the Ozzy, Coach, Chrissy, Christian, because she said with Christian, she understands how his brain works. But he is a big threat, so she'll keep that in mind. And said she'd work with Dee, but she wouldn't go to the end with her. And she'd work with Charlie, Genevieve. She said, Genevieve needs allies. Hello, me. So she said she really can't read Q or Camilla, so that wouldn't work for her. Oh, but I thought she was a little bit rude when she said he asked about Jenna, and she said, Jenna who?
Yeah.
She said, she's irrelevant. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, that'll burn a little.
And she's on your tribe.
Merge, no merge.
I put no merge.
I've got her merging.
I think she probably will merge, but I had to put somebody, so I thought, well, out of her tribe, like I said, that tribe was hard. They were all hard, let's face it. But I thought she could annoy some people if she can't keep her mouth shut, and if
she can't find the
saying stuff like
ground.
that, and if Jenna she says it to other people, and Jenna gets wind of it.
Yeah, I think she's smart enough not to do that. Yeah, I got her making the merge, so we shall see.
Okay, here's the other thing that bothered me about her too, was that I have one more thing. She thinks and believes she didn't want to play with Sari because she doesn't think Sari's there to play. And she said, so...
Well, based on past performance, you could easily say that about Sari and Aubrey and even Stephanie to a degree.
Well, a lot of people said they've worked with her, so... Okay.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we have Jenna.
The OG from season 1, Borneo.
Betcha,
and
third time.
Came back in with the winner killer approach to the game in All-Stars, where she was all about getting rid of the previous winners.
Yep. She's 48 now and hasn't played in 21 years. Wow. But she plans to be very cutthroat. She said she practiced making fire and working on the balance beam because she doesn't typically have good balance. But that she was otherwise already in good physical shape. But she wants Coach off first, and she doesn't trust Sari. So I'm like, don't.
She's hoping
go
for
messing with my Sari.
a mommy alliance, getting the moms together in an alliance at some point.
If she's that cutthroat, the mommy alliance may not. But no, if she can act, she could pull people that need a mommy in.
Well, this is more about being a mother in common as opposed to needing the mom. But, yep.
Well, I would think she would still, but on her tribe, there's really nobody to mother much, so that may not work out for her.
Looking to align with Ozzy and Savannah.
Okay, here's the one thing another thing I'll put. She said, when asking about the different people, that Christian, it would be okay to work with Christian. He could be her lackey for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, okay. And she's worried about Mike White because she thinks, he might see past her acting skills. She could probably work with him, but it would make her, she'd be afraid he would be on to her. And
I expected her to be one of the ones hitting him up for a White Lotus cameo, but she didn't seem to be that keen to it. So she's always had that kind of vibe.
Well, she says she could work with Colby because she can manipulate him, no problem. And she likes Stephanie and wants Ozzy as her number one. And he is on her tribe, so we'll see.
Yep.
But she said, she could manipulate Angelina with praise. She knows how to work with her.
That seems like a pretty viable approach, doesn't it?
And she thinks she'd be a great mom to both Charlie and Rizzo. And Joe lives near her, so
yeah, Woodland's about 15 minutes from West Sac, I think. So
just out past the airport. So
Yep.
So anyway, she said she would align with Savannah too. And what really shocked me is everybody's like, oh yeah, Jenna. There was only, I don't know what, maybe one or two people that didn't go, oh yeah, Jenna's a friend. So we'll see if she's as good at acting as she thinks. And I'm anxious to see what she'll do.
Okay, taking all that in.
Merge.
You got merge? I got her no merge. I think she's going to trip herself
I thought
up.
I had her no merge.
Clearly you don't.
I know. I thought that she's going to get in tight that she's going to be able to fool Joe and Ozzy, and the only thing is I think they're going to want to align with Cerise, so she may have to she may have to adapt with that.
I think there's probably going to be some tension between her and Savannah right off the drop because Jenna's got that history as the winter killer.
Oh.
So she didn't say anything about necessarily keeping to that I recall. But
No,
it certainly
she said she would align
one of the
with
things
them.
that she was known for in All Stars was giving them the boot. Good deal. Next up, we got Joe from season 48, fresh off 48.
Yep, he's
Now
46 now.
For context, all these folks had just watched the finale of 48 a couple weeks before their season started.
Yes, so Joe, Kyle, and Camilla are fresh in their brains.
In terms of the public, and there was quite some blowback there for Joe. A lot of things that were fresh that he would have to take in and process that I don't necessarily think he had the time for.
Some of them said, they didn't have any time to process anything after the finale. They basically left not long after the finale was over. They kind of got on the plane. And
he wasn't
play.
actively playing the way Savannah and Rizzo were a couple of weeks before. But he's fresh off the wounds of going in and thinking that, and getting all the praise in America Loves You, la, 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 and then
the jury didn't like how he played.
Right. And
it's like, oh.
having to deal with all that and having everybody see that and then see how he got, what did he described it as? The way Camilla and Kyle played him, like they pantsed him, like they yanked his pants down. That was what it felt like to him.
Gave him a wedge is what he said.
No, I think he said pantsed him.
No, I thought he said wedgie.
Anyway, surprise, he's going to focus on honesty and loyalty.
Okay, but what surprised me is what he got out of the jury, and they didn't agree with how he played, blah, blah, is that he will now, assuming he gets to Final Three, I think he's assuming he will focus on why they are asking the question. That's what's important.
Taking accountability.
So he can give them the answer they want. That's what he's, I'll give them the answer they want. But isn't that a form of lying? If it's not
exactly
true.
Honesty. Yeah.
So I thought, okay, he said that right up front.
Well, that's the classic underpinning, the reason why that approach to the game falls apart at the end or somewhere along the way when you start doing it to allies, when you start voting allies out.
Well, he said, honor and trust is him. That's just him. But what he needs to do to play it that way is selecting the right people for his alliance.
He's looking at Kyle and Coach and Jonathan he's still looking at Kyle as a friend. So that didn't sour. Well,
I was a little concerned that he thinks he can trust Jenna, but I think she can work that for sure. The only foe for Joe is Camilla, Savannah, and Rizzo, really.
The ones he
kind of listed everybody else as a friend. He could work with this one or that one, but those three, he's like,
He wanted them to all be friends,
Yeah.
Because he's Joe.
Though he is a little on the fence about Kyle because he said, well, he did keep me in the game, and I'm conflicted. He's like an ex-girlfriend who cheated on you, but she's really hot. So I was like, okay.
So what say you? Merge, no merge for Joe?
I put merge.
I got no merge. I don't think he's going to make it. I think he's going to get caught up. Someone's going to go after him for the honesty, loyalty thing.
Well, the reason I thought I wouldn't be supporting Joe that way, I didn't think he would get far. But because he's on the tribe with Ozzy and Sari and Christian, I think they're all gonna, go, we can trust each other. Let's form a tight alliance and just kind of run their tribe until they switch it up, of course.
We'll talk about the what we voted on in the hands of the fans vote for season 50, but one of those things was swaps. And swaps, you can start thinking a certain way about how the tribes start, but when you throw swaps in, you get this huge question mark about how things are going to play out. And I originally, if you looked at him just staying in this tribe, and if they weren't doing swaps, then yeah, I agree. But, all bets are off once we start swapping, and I think there's probably going to be multiple swaps.
I think there will be at least 2 swaps before the merge, at least.
So I'm thinking Joe's going to be a casualty of one of those swaps, and he will not make the merge. That was my take on it. Okay, next up, we got Ozzy.
He's 44 now. This is his 5th time playing.
Right. Cook Islands, season 13, where he came on as the challenge beast. Micronesia, he got done dirty in Micronesia. South Pacific against Coach. Coach betrayed him. Still some bad blood over some of that. And Game Changers in season 34, where he did not have a good showing. So he says he's going to prioritize deep relationships over being physically dominant in the game this time. He's benching Ozzy to play as Oscar, his more authentic self, as he has matured.
And he said he wants to build relationships this time and build it on trust. So he's falling right in with some Joe and Sari and,
Jonathan.
You keep hearing
Colby,
a lot of the
Stephanie.
people wanting to play that way. So
they get the opportunity, say they get swapped together, then things can really shift. As long as they get someone to solve puzzles.
I can't help but loving to see Ozzy on my screen.
Yeah, excited.
He's kind of a sweetie.
Yep, and he knows that he's going to have some kind of, even though he doesn't want to emphasize the physical dominance, he recognizes what Jonathan represents. And Jonathan's very interested in squaring off against Ozzy in some water challenges. So
yeah.
I think we're all looking forward to seeing that.
With him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is, Ozzy is saying all the right things. He's matured a lot. He's looking at how this game should be played, and that you've got to play all the factions of the game. You can't just play challenges. And so, he's got that.
He's saying the right things
now.
Yeah.
So, and he's looking to up his social game.
Looking at Sari and Mike White as best friends, he said. Best friends in the game.
Yeah, he wants Sari as his very best friend in the game, because he said, she's got all the skills I don't have, and I've got skills she doesn't have, and he thinks they will be perfect together to complement each other.
The winners plus Camilla and Rizzo, he's got them all targeted as his foes.
Yeah, he respects Mike's intelligence. And he thinks the old school players, and he's hoping Coach will gravitate toward with all the old people or old school players. And but he doesn't know if Coach has held on to some resentment toward him, and if they can even play together. And I think Coach is holding on to that a little bit, but we'll see. He saw Dee as a big foe because she's a black widow and he's vulnerable.
Yeah, that was him confessing.
He's like, she could distract me.
Yeah.
Okay, Ozzy, that will be your challenge. And he said also, he thought he listed Q, Genevieve, Camilla, Kyle, Rick, Angelina, because she's such a good actress, and Aubrey, because he doesn't have a relationship with them. But of course, I put him merge.
Yeah, I put him merge too, certainly. That may be sentimental. I really hope he delivers on this season for his legacy.
I hope he does well.
Yep. Next up, we got Devins.
He's 41, his second time playing.
Originally on Edge of Extinction.
He said he's going to play with the spirit of playfulness this time.
It seemed to be backfiring right out of the gate, though, right?
Sure enough.
We haven't heard that.
People were like, nobody was liking on him.
He was not getting the good vibe check
he
there.
Wasn't giving
the score.
Off, good vibe.
Everybody was like, he's just smiling goofy at everything.
He said he will need to build relationships because he's not connected to anyone out there.
Right.
And he would like to play a Kyle Camilla type game with Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, who wouldn't like to play that type of game with whoever was good at it?
He's gonna take a looser approach, inspired by Tony.
Yeah,
slow play it instead of being all flashy like he was last time, which he was out of desperation.
He sees his foes as Stephanie, Sari, Christian. He said he wanted to play with Christian, but that Christian was locked down. I'm not sure what he meant by that.
This is in the pre-gaming happening at Ponderosa when they can't yet talk to each other. So some people won't make eye contact. Some people do. Some people won't smile. Some people do. So he took the big goofy dad smile approach to things, and he's saying that Christian is kind of shut down, not sharing a lot externally.
Okay. Well, he also included his foes, Dee, because she scares him, and Joe, because he said, I'm doing the honesty and integrity. Well, I thought, well, get in there with Joe. He's also included Savannah and Q, maybe.
He says he wants to work with Aubrey, Coach, and Q, the moms and the lunatics are who he's looking to align with.
Yeah, I think because people can change their mind, though, once they get out there. But right now, it's not looking good for him from all the things people said about him.
I think there will be a bit of a reset button, because when you realize who you're on a tribe with, and then whatever was going on back at Ponderosa it'll become insignificant. We've seen that before. I've got him making the merge.
Yeah, and well, okay, here's the thing. He also thinks he can cause a lot of havoc and mischief with Rizzo. Luckily, Rizzo's not on his tribe, so he can't go right into that. Yes, initially. And I was thinking he might better get in a tight alliance. So I don't know that this will happen, but I went ahead and put him no merge.
Okay.
I know that surprised me too.
Next up, we got Savannah, hot off season 49. She ate, I think was about the only thing she did to prepare, she said, and worked on her mental game.
She worked out some.
Well, she said she tried, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, but she still went through the motions.
This isn't as intense as the 39s, but we know from hearing from previous people who make it to the end that it can take a year or more to recover physically from that kind of punishment, being out there and all the stuff they go through.
She said she thinks Jenna has a very positive energy and would be fun. And she wants Ozzy to feed her and take care of her. And she would love to work with Christian, as he was Gabby's shoulder to cry on. She chose Rick as her number 2. So that could change a lot of things since they're on the same tribe. Or it could get them both voted off. So she wants to play like him and work together and have fun out there this time.
Yeah, she said she was going to frame herself as a non-serious player to help try to reduce her threat level. And she was going to be totally honest about her past win to help build trust, which is like a big thing.
Yeah, she pointed out that Joe was a nice guy and she would trust him. And she named 5 people on her tribe as people she wanted to work with. I was like, what? I
liked people were watching her, how she moved about Ponderosa, and they were like, oh, she's the one who won.
Yeah. Okay, the only thing is Savannah wants Sari out early. And she wants Stephanie out, even though she likes her. Her other foes were Aubrey, Angelina, Dee, Charlie Q, Genevieve, and Rizzo. She would have him as a friend to start, but a foe later. So she said she cannot trust as much as she did on 49, that she's going to just put her head down and get through it. So I feel like if they don't vote her out early, I think she'll make a place for herself in the game. I don't think she can win.
We've certainly seen past seasons with returning players where a returning winner gets a break because their tribe mates view them as a shield.
Yeah.
Basically as a vote shield.
That's what Sari said.
From that perspective. I don't think that happens as much with an all returnee season. And there's definitely a lot of experience in this season, in season 50. So
it's just she's an easy vote off.
Exactly. And so no merge.
I put no merge. Sorry, Savannah.
Anything else you want to say about the Sela tribe?
No, I don't think
Not at this point. We'll circle back to that. Next up, the Kalo tribe. The
blue tribe.
Teal?
Yes.
Was how it was described?
Yep.
Yeah, well, blue-green, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be right in the middle between blue and green?
Yeah.
Says the colorblind guy.
I love teal. Yeah. Okay, up first, Chrissy. She's 54. This is her second time playing.
Previously on Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Quite a mouthful.
Yeah, HVHV.
season 35. Also viewed as one of the most robbed players, robbed of her due win in her season. A lot of people thought she was going to take it because of her challenge performance.
She said she wants to have some fun this time around, too. And she says she really does have a sense of peace about how this will go. I don't think of her as a calm. I do think of her as a very intense person. And
intense and spiteful.
I don't know how she's
That's the impression she left me with.
She said she prepared by doing 101 Pilates classes and the balance beam, and she said she does puzzles every day just because she loves them. But she did practice some slide puzzles, I think, and she said she swims very well, so she didn't have to do much there.
She's been through a lot since the last time she played. A cancer scare because of the showing up with the genetic markers and having surgeries to help deal with that. And she said because of that, it's led her to what she believes is going to be a more intuition-based gameplay than a more strategic approach like what she took last time.
You know what was interesting is she's thinking ahead to things they might ask, and she has memorized every single season in order. Mm-hmm. She even listed them.
She named them all, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, wow, that's pretty good. I can't.
No.
But I thought that was impressive.
Yep.
So anyway, she trusted her gut because they did find something to have the surgery so that she could get rid of that risk. And so she said, I'm going to trust my gut the same way in this game.
So she's life experiences bringing her to it with a different set of skills or a different approach to the game.
She wants to align with people, she said, that had the same agenda as her at the time. So that means she's willing to flip around if situations change. She's good with changing people and
definitely need to be flexible. Yep. And she's going to fake some weakness, she thinks, maybe in challenges. I don't know if you can afford to do that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was a little suspect about her saying that. I mean, she's known as being a challenge beast like Savannah. She won 4 and tied that record, 4 individual immunities.
She said she would consider as her foes Ozzy, Tiffany, Joe, and Kyle D. and Savannah as winners. She didn't want any winners. Mm-hmm. And but she wants to be friends with most everybody else. Colby, Stephanie,
Listed coach
Charlie for a while, and then
Yeah, what's funny with her is that she doesn't want anything to do with Rizzo, and Rizzo's like, "Hey, I could be your Ryan," like back from her season, her ally Ryan. She's like, "I don't need another Ryan. Don't want another Ryan." So that'll be a test of flexibility if they get swapped on a tribe together, I'm sure.
She said that she wanted to work with Emily because they're both financial analysts. Mm-hmm. And she said Angelina she considers as a younger version of herself. Mm-hmm. I thought, really? Okay, well. It concerns me a little bit that she is one of the 3 people on her tribe that are over 50. Mm-hmm. Do you think that will have an effect on some of the people that are younger?
What'll have an effect on their ability to perform in the physical components of the early challenges?
Well, I think
then rebound from it.
Got Jonathan.
Yeah.
But Jonathan can't do everything on his own with that many people, but he's got Tiffany's very strong, but Mike's not real strong. He can do things in the challenge, but he's not a beast or anything. And Camilla, she's great in the puzzles, but as far as physical challenge, not so much. Dee's good. I'm not sure about Coach and what he can do right now. Charlie should be okay, but if Chrissy's going to dial it back or,
She won't. So, she'll figure out real quickly that she needs to keep it on.
So I don't
merge,
know
no merge for Chrissy.
I put no merge.
I've got her making the merge. I think she'll make it through the first half of the game for sure. Then she might get outmaneuvered. Next up, we got Charlie. He just played on season 46.
He's 28. He's a full-time lawyer now.
Yeah, one of 3 lawyers on the season. Him, Genevieve, and Kyle.
Well, and he wants to form a real tight alliance again, like he did last time. Mm-hmm. And he said he thinks that that's a selling point because he played well with his alliance last time. So, and he'd love to work with Tiffany as well as his fellow lawyers, Genevieve and Kyle.
He's looking to work with those mama bear types, he said.
Yep.
Cerie and Angelina and Jenna. Yep.
He said there's not too many people he wouldn't work with. He considered Jonathan as a foe because Jonathan he's an old soul. He's going to go with the old school people, and Colby, Stephanie, Ozzy, Rick, Camilla, Riz, Savannah. And he said he could play with Joe, but he thinks he'll play with the old school players too, that Joe's not going to want to play with, the new age.
And he got to play a little bit of the game with Tiffany and Q, so there's a connection there for their season.
Yeah. He said he'd be okay working with Chrissy, Coach, Dee, Mike, Tiffany, but just not Jonathan and Camilla.
Yeah, all that'll change once they see how the tribes are playing out. What did you get for Charlie? Merge, no merge?
I put merge.
Me too.
I know he's a threat and all that, but I think he's got the tools to work it.
Yep, good deal. Next up, Coach.
He's 54 now.
Previously played on Tocantins, season 18.
Tocantins.
Yes, Tocantins. That's right. That was, you have to pronounce
you always
that.
Wanted to,
yeah.
A lot of people say it that
Heroes.
way.
Well, that's how it's spelled. Heroes versus Villains in season 20, where he rodeoed Colby.
Oh.
And South Pacific, where he ended up squaring off against Ozzy, season 23 there. He says Coach 4.0 is focusing on humility and support, aiming to be a man of his word, though, and making war with a clean heart. Mm-hmm. He's preaching that he's changed. He's a dad now.
He got married. He said he would never get married,
right?
But he did. And he had 2 kids.
I kept hearing that old Coach come through, so I'm not sure about this change bit.
Yeah, it does. But, I, even back when, we were hanging around, I felt like it's always kind of bothered me. I said something to him one time, and I was teasing him because he was, doing his
spiel.
Blusterous stuff. And so I was teasing him about something. And I saw a look come over his face. Now, it might not have had anything to do with me, but I always thought, I hope I didn't hurt his feelings. I would really hate that. I wasn't trying to hurt his feelings or anything. And I thought, I do think he's got a little bit of a soft underbelly.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I've
he's a
thought
snowflake
that
for sure.
Ever since.
Yeah.
And especially after we got to hang out with him over at Russ Landau's house, when they did we did an interview with Russ over at his home/studio, and had Coach and some people coming over to jam and playing music. And so, he asked us to stay. But, you get to see people a little differently when you see their other interests and that kind of thing. So that's always bothered me a little bit. So, Coach, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, and you probably don't even remember who I am.
Definitely not. Yeah.
So I guess I should let that go.
So speaking of the music, he's got that connection to Charlie because he played on Ben's album. That friendship in Ben from season 46 is there too as a point for them to connect on.
I do think he's changed a lot. You do mellow. Most people mellow as they get a little older. Mm-hmm. Not that he's old, but he's still not that old.
It's going to be hard to see the difference, I think, because he also said that he's been tucking away quotes and trying to memorize quotes that he can use while he's out there, because he, of course, sees himself as one of the narrators, same as Christian, same as Mike White. They all view themselves in that role.
Well, he said he's now capable of playing from the bottom. He doesn't always have to be the man. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Prove it.
But he did say, I'm here to win this time and not just be a big character.
Mm-hmm.
he was a big character, and I don't think it always helped him in the game. So
I didn't think much of that until I heard everybody else comment, and when they were talking about who they wanted to play with, he got the most.
Coach, yeah, I want to play with Coach.
It's not like it wasn't close. It's absolutely close, and I'll talk about that, like the top 5 most looking forward to playing with people, but he was number 1 on the list. Like 18 people on this cast are looking forward to playing the game with Coach. So
Coach,
that's something.
Coach was the only one I heard complain about. He wasn't happy that there's 12 players in the game from season 41 through 49. Mm-hmm. So, it's a lot of players from that amount of time.
Yeah.
Versus the prior 40 seasons. So, and he says he'd love to run this game with Sari and Christian. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, that could fall in too.
Yep, could happen, huh?
Yeah,
I got him making emerge. What about you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
You betcha. And I look forward to seeing what changes. I mean, seriously, people are going to be able to, I don't think they'll like him as much if he's not a little bit of a character. So, but anyway.
He's going to have to lean back into that. I mean, he made his big run in the South Pacific, running the whole religious angle, and then he chickened out at the end and didn't follow through with that. And anyway, his game fell apart at the end, and he was up against Sophie, who was such a formidable foe. She called him out at every step, never gave him any slack. Highlighted all his inadequacies, which is what his blustring's all about.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we got Coach for the merge. Now Dee, she's 29, second time playing.
From season 45, the winner.
And people are a little concerned about her because she's a winner, first off. But then some people were like, she was on Jeff's On Fire podcast. Mm-hmm. She got to do that. And so, she can analyze players. And
so Rick Devens was a co-host the season before, and she was a little miffed at him because he didn't reach out to her to pass the torch or wish her well or anything like that. So she had a little bad blood about that. That was funny.
Okay. She said this time she's really not scared or worried about cameras and all that other stuff. So that's nicer going in than the first time she played. So, but she said she thinks it'll be harder now because everyone has played the game before. Mm-hmm. And she thinks the 49ers actually have an advantage because they are still in game mode. That's the way she looked at them. They're still in game mode. They hadn't had time to process and get out of game mode. And, the rest of us have to catch up.
Right. I think it's for these particular 3 winners from the 40s, it's going to be interesting because as far as I'm concerned, they all won against people who weren't quite up to their level. So she got in a tight alliance and was able to ride that all the way through. That is really smart. But there was a lot of people, same as with you mean Tiffany and Q were prime examples on their season of the Dum Dum Club that got voted out with idols in their pocket. So seeing how these winners stack up is going to be interesting. Seeing what their skills really are when they get tested, and because I think this is a group of people to test them.
Well, definitely. That I don't know that Kyle fit in that same category, but anyway. Also, one other thing Dee pointed out about the 49ers is they could be swing votes, but they could also be easy outs too. So.
And remember, Dee's got a secret weapon, these gigantic big toes that help her grip things supernaturally. So that could be something that she's able to leverage in the physical components of the challenges.
She said Emily and her friends now that, she's met her, and she said, I owe her. She voted for me. Mm-hmm. So that might
and Dee voted her off.
Play. Yeah. And she said, Tiffany's a friend, but she said she doesn't know where her head is. Mm-hmm. And she said Dee likes chaotic players in front of her. And
She's not the only one to say that, huh?
She knows that some people want the winners out early, but she thinks she has the ability to make friends easily given any time in the game. So I'm not counting her out just yet.
Looking forward to this as a true test of that.
But I did put her no merge.
Me too. I think the winners are going down.
Yeah, I think they're going to try.
She won't be the first one, but she's going down.
The only exception, I don't know what I put Kyle. I'll wait and see. But I didn't put. Yeah, I remember I did not put him no merge. Okay, anything else about D?
No, I'm looking forward to talking about Jonathan.
Jonathan, 33, his second time playing.
6'4". Yes.
Yeah.
What was interesting though
Him
is
and
that,
little Camilla.
yeah, what was interesting to me was how exhausted he appeared.
Yes.
He said they were up. They had him up at 3:45 in the morning for rounds of interviews. So they're just having to sit.
They've been doing it for 2 full days.
Yeah,
And he was
sit around in this hot tent, each waiting for their turn to go up to talk to these different outlets as people were getting interviews in before the season began. But he just seemed worn out.
Yes. Well, you know what? He did say also, the first time around, he just chowed down. And this time, he chose to start weaning off
He's
food.
tapering the calorie input per day.
Gradually, he's been weaning
that was probably
off.
taking an effect, wasn't it?
So that might have also contributed. But he said last time he just stuffed himself. So he wasn't doing it.
The other big thing that he said was he reached out to Boston Rob. Boston Rob took the time to write him a letter, and he gave him 3 tips. He said, make sure to smile more. That's the big thing. Lots of smiles. Make sure that you're not coming across, even though physically you are, but get that friendly vibe across. And then take time to try to see through your opponent's eyes. Look at it from their perspective and what they're looking to gain and how they see themselves in the game. So you can use that.
Yeah, I didn't hear about the letter, but he's been working with Rob for about 3 years or something.
And then the
projects.
last tip that Rob gave him was control what you can control.
And forget about what you can't.
Yeah. Focus on things within your power and let the others go. So don't spend any energy on them. So when you get hit with an unexpected tribe swap, you couldn't control that. Let it go.
Let it go.
Reset, move on. Yeah.
And he does admit he wants to play with old school players, or he said reliable players.
Yeah.
So he did.
Leave the door open. Leave it cracked a little, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He said he's the only player from season 41 through 44. So he doesn't have anybody out there either.
No, we didn't get Omer. I would really love to have seen Omer come back and play with him.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Okay. He wants Stephanie as his number 1 because he says she can't lie. So, and he said other friends are Jenna, Colby, and he's, like you said, so wants to compete with Ozzy. And he hopes they get the chance to kind of go head to head, I think. So
Yeah, so there are 5 people from the 40s on this tribe. So you got Charlie, D, Jonathan, Camilla, and Tiffany.
Yep.
So, Tiffany, right. And so Mike and Coach and Chrissy are the old school, I guess.
Okay, he also would play with Coach, Christian, Mike, Chrissy, and Emily, but his foes are Savannah and Rizzo, Cerie, Aubrey, Tiffany, Genevieve, Camilla, Kyle, Rick, Dee, Charlie, and Joe. He said Q's kind of a toss-up, and he's unsure about Angelina. I really like Jonathan, and I think he's awesome to watch, but I'm not sure he could win. I don't think he could win. I think they'll let him get to the individual challenges.
So here's a final 3 for you then. Joe, Jonathan, and Colby, or Joe, Jonathan, and Stephanie. Could he win? I think he could.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If the Loyalty Meat Shield Alliance
Sure,
gets
you had
formed.
to throw that question.
Okay, so I got him making the merge. I think
yeah, definitely.
they're going to want him,
Oh, yeah.
especially as
absolutely.
chaos ensues with swaps.
And, they always, we'll get him out after the merge. It's not always as easy as they think to get
No,
him out
you're going to be.
after the merge.
We're going to see tribes desperate to win because when they do doubles, they're probably going to do a thing instead of 2 tribes being immune, there'll only be 1, and you'll get 2 tribal councils. And so, the importance of the physicality piece, and then having that puzzle solver crank it out, but giving the puzzle solver as much time as possible is going to be huge.
Well, if the endings are puzzle challenges, then they're doing good. But if it's straight up physical, I don't know. Like I said, they do have some strong competitors, but they also have some that aren't. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see about that.
Yep, definitely.
That merge. All right, Camilla's 31 and her second time.
Yep, season 48 for her.
And like she said, she left to play 50 right after the finale aired and just no time to process. But she did say one thing she learned from Kyle, playing with Kyle, was the right timing to vote someone off.
She said he saved her multiple times from impulsively reacting to something.
Yeah, and she thinks that will help her this time around, and that help her not be so impulsive. But we'll see, because she doesn't plan to work with Kyle.
It's interesting. She was thinking about selling herself as an honesty and integrity player. I mean, she definitely had that with Kyle, but she's coming up. A lot of that's going to be against her because of how effective she was. And when you're viewed as an expert liar,
they all see her as.
It seems like the odds are stacked against her a little bit. Yeah. But I got some faith in her. I think she's going to be able to maneuver her way through.
Well,
there's going to be other bigger targets is what's going to save her.
She said she did spend some time at the gym working on her leg strength, and that she's also practiced with fire.
Yeah, it didn't go her way before.
And she'd like to work closely with Kyle, with Joe, but not Kyle. She wishes Kyle wasn't even there, that it would be a lot easier.
It would be easier for her not to have that hanging over her head.
And she wants to get rid of all the winners. So definitely she would like to get rid of Kyle.
Yep.
So, she said Aubrey and Jonathan she could work with until the merge, but then they would be foes.
She says she's going to target the other puzzlers too. She ends up on a tribe with a puzzler. She wants to be the top puzzler, so she wants them gone, voted out.
Yep, she was like, are they good at puzzles? So I don't want anybody else good at puzzles. I want to be the one.
Yep. I got her making the merge. I think she can do it. I think she can. She'll catch a break. It may not even be through anything specific of her own doing. That they're just bigger targets, bigger fish to fry. What did you have?
I put merge.
Oh, cool.
She wants an alliance with Ozzy, she said. She wants to find, and she loves Coach. Huge fan of Coach. And that he's her favorite player of all time. And she said, I'd love to wake up on the beach with him every day. And Angelina irritates her, but she wants to have another secret alliance.
Oh, yeah. She said she'd even have it with Joe.
Ooh, would Joe do that?
No.
I'm like,
He didn't want anything to do with her.
He's not. How could he trust her?
She pantsed him, so.
Yeah, he knows firsthand how well she can.
Kyle brought him to the end, but Camilla lied to him, even though they both acknowledged that they worked together all along the way. So.
Yep. She's also said she would, quote unquote, be there for Charlie too, and he is on her tribe, so that could work out. And she also said that she really likes Tiffany because Tiffany wasn't bitter and she was there for Kenzie in the end and voted for her, so she's like, I would work with her.
All right, Mike White, previously from David versus Goliath, as one of the Goliaths that made it all the way to the end, the second person we're seeing from that season.
Yep, he's 54 now.
Looking forward to being the storyteller, providing the narrative like he did before.
I do like that he's a genuine fan of the show and that he was flattered to be asked back, even though he told Jeff a long time ago, let me know.
He's looking forward to keeping legends in the game to enhance the seasonal narrative, which he wants to be providing, obviously.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, and he's gonna, people are gonna kowtow to him because they want to be on his show. And he's like, I am on hiatus. I don't even want to talk about White
He seemed mentally exhausted.
Yes, he did.
From his show.
And I think he's gonna get irritable if anybody starts wanting to talk about it.
If they harp in on it a lot.
He's like, don't treat me that way. I don't even want to know.
Says he's going
to out here to play.
Target the winners to vote them out, and Kyle is his first vote out choice. They're not on the tribe together right now, so also sees D as a foe. And he's looking for a final 3 with Sari. Ozzy could be there too.
I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. The other thing he said, though, is he would love to see Sari win.
Sure. I think a lot of us would, yeah.
Well, but, he's playing the game, and which tells me that I think, he'd like to win, but, he knows he doesn't need the money.
Right.
And so he might, as a big fan, he might just be okay, to hold back a little and let somebody else take it. I'm not sure he didn't do that with Nick.
Right. That's the perception, at least.
Pretty
I don't
sure
know
he
that
did, but
he has openly said that. But
yeah.
It's definitely a perception from his original season.
I think that's cool.
I don't think he's going to make the merge, though.
Oh, I put him merge.
Okay. Think they're going to want to keep the White Lotus guy around, huh?
I kind of do. Mm-hmm. He's a good storyteller. I think he can entertain people if he wants to. And, of course, with the newer fast-paced game now, that's not going to be as important as it used to be when they were out there a lot longer.
Yep.
So, but he thinks Rizzo's like 18. He thinks he's just a kid.
Yeah.
Rizzo's like 25, and everybody thinks he's just a really young kid.
Yep, he does have that look about him. Okay, moving on to Tiffany, previously from season 46 with Q and Charlie.
She made a move from the East Coast to the West Coast since she played last. Mm-hmm. And she said she's going to play with her gut this time, since they don't even know what they're walking into.
She says she is not going to lock in with the number 1. She's not going to make the mistake she made with Q and with Kinsey.
And she's quite happy that there are a lot of big targets that are bigger than her out there. So.
Focus on the moment right now. Be present.
Yep. Okay, and she said...
Keep her mouth shut about idols, she's said.
She's been trying to improve her poker face. I'm thinking... Yeah, I don't know, girlfriend.
Yep.
We'll see.
Those reactions tend to show up, real clearly on her.
Yeah. Okay, but she's going to try to really stay present in the moment like Kinsey did. So she sees as friends Stephanie, Sari would be a good ally, Coach, Aubrey, Chrissy, Christian, Mike, and Jonathan. Mm-hmm. She called Charlie a frenemy since he voted for her. And her froze are Q, Genevieve, Camilla, Kyle D, Ozzy, Savannah, and Rizzo.
Right.
Foes are Jenna, Colby, Angelina, Rick, Emily, and Joe. So I really look forward to seeing how she plays. I feel like I didn't get to know enough about her to really know what she's going to do.
Started off with a bang in her season, and then, of course, went out in that Dum Dum Club. All of them, they got voted out with the idols one after another. So she didn't have a really solid ending, and I think a lot of the fans were like, really? Why is Tiffany back here? So I think that's going to work to her advantage a little bit, too. I don't think her threat profile is as high as most of these other folks. So that's why I think she's going to get a break, and she'll make the merge.
I put no merge.
Okay.
Just because, you would think they would need her strength, but just because, I had to pick 11, and it was difficult. So,
I think that's probably the strong, that might be, well, let's see.
She's
trying to think if that's the strongest group of the females, with Tiffany and Dee and Chrissy, when you got Camilla for the puzzles. But the other thing is that you've got an outnumbered group there from the 40s. Jonathan might rebalance that because of his focus on old school play. Maybe that makes it even 4-4. Otherwise, there's 5 from the 40s on that tribe to begin with.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I won't be surprised if Tiffany makes the merge.
Yeah, she is very active. I think she was one of the ones that was called out as being active in the community, in the survivor community. Seen it after parties and viewing parties, things like that.
But sometimes physical threats intimidate people, and they'll vote them out just because, they're like, "Ooh, do I want to go up against her?" When they pit women against women.
Want to not go to tribal council. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the Kalo tribe?
On to Vatu. Okay, they're saying purple, but their buffs are pink. Come on now.
Okay.
They are not purple. So I'm calling them the pink tribe. So, okay. First up, Angelina. She's 36, playing for the second time.
Previously on, she's our third one from David versus Goliath. Christian, Mike White, and Angelina. Angelina and Mike White went to the final 3.
Well, and she says they're very close friends. They talk almost every day on the phone.
I don't think he listed it that way.
No, he didn't. I didn't get that impression from him.
Right.
But anyway, we'll see.
She seemed to be good at clocking these pre-existing relationships. She'd been paying a lot of attention to social media and who's talking to who and being at the same events as other people.
Well, she said she's had so much personal growth in the last 7 years since she played. And she's now a mom to 2 girls, 2 years old and 5 years old. And that she wants to do better than she did last time. And I thought, man, does she talk loud? Mm-hmm. That would get to me. She
does a lot of self-soothing stuff. She's always like touching herself, moving her hair around, tapping, crossing, things like. There's just like it's a lot of flurry-like energy, at least in the interview. I don't know if she was anxious or what.
Yeah, and she immediately said, "Oh no, not just friends or foes. It's like I have friends, BFFs, neutrals, and foes." And so her friends are Jenna, Ozzy, mostly because she said her family adores him, and she might not be allowed back home if she didn't work with him.
Or if she voted him out.
Yeah. Christian, Q, Tiffany, Joe, who she called a zaddy, and her BFFs are Cerie, Coach, Aubrey, who she'd love to run the game with, Chrissy, and Mike as her number ones.
She says she's there to protect Mike White.
And she wants to run the game with them. And she likes Devins. Her foes are Stephanie, Colby, Camilla, Savannah D, Kyle, and even though she got good vibes, and Genevieve, who has spy vibes, and she heard she's a liar.
Yeah, somebody told her, huh? Somebody from Genevieve's season.
Yeah. Her neutrals are Emily, who needs more personality, and Jonathan, Charlie, and Rizzo. I'm going to say no merge.
Yeah, I got no merge for her, too.
I
don't think they're going to be as willing to put up with her as the other Goliaths were.
Yeah, no. Well, I could.
And if they get Rice, we'll talk about all that in terms of what was voted on.
Yeah.
They don't need her for Rice negotiations.
No. Well, yeah, she
no merge for Angelina.
Anyway,
all right, moving on to Aubrey.
She's 39 now, playing for the 4th time.
Yeah, previously in Co-Wrong, season 32, Game Changers, season 34, and Edge of Extinction, season 38, which really did not go her way. She got the boot.
Okay, why do you think she was? She said she was totally shocked, very honored, but shocked to get the call.
Well,
they wanted her to come back.
You're asking why she was shocked? Because she did nothing to improve her legacy. Season 32, she's viewed as should have won against 1L Michelle kind of deal, and that she just rocked to that season. She found herself, much like the classic arc you hear them talk about with Emily, where she discovered that, she had the aptitude for playing the game after coming so close to just quitting. Anyway, made it all the way to the end, but didn't win, and then came back in 34, and then especially in 38, and just got the wind kicked out of her. So.
Well, and she said since the last time she played, she met and married Tyler, her husband, started a business, and had a baby.
And moved up to Oregon with them, yeah.
Yeah, so she said now she's going to be fearless and get back to the game she loves. She's going to play it fearless this time.
She's one of the ones actually open to working with Savannah and Rizzo.
Yep, she wants to make a lot of one-on-one relationships, and we'll try to roll with the punches better than she has in the past and just move on when she needs to. And she is in the minority for being willing to work with Savannah and Rizzo. Now, I see, I put her no merge, which
Me too.
surprises me. But
well, there's a fear with
a
her
lot of people
that
are
she's
afraid of her.
Strategic mastermind. I mean,
Yeah.
she made quite the impression on Korong back on season 32. And of course, Q's famous for voting out someone in his season just because she looked like the Aubrey archetype, because she seemed physically similar to Aubrey. She was therefore a threat and needed to go.
She said she loves Sarit and she'd love to work with her, but she knows Sarit will stab me in the back. And she said she'd love to have Dee as a best friend, but she's as scared of her as she is Sarit. Mm-hmm. So, that's limiting playing with those people. And she's like, Q will blow himself up anyway, so.
Yeah, why does she need to give him? Because she's familiar with the whole deal where he targeted someone that looked like her and named her in the process. So.
Well, she said she actually has things in common with him, but she knows he's just going to blow himself up, so she's not going to bother.
Yeah.
And Joe's a friend, but that he wears his sleeve on his heart.
Heart on his sleeve. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
Okay, and she loves Camilla, but she scares her too.
Mm-hmm. So Aubrey's running scared a little bit in the beginning. No merge for Aubrey.
Yeah, I am so shocked about that. And that we both
We'll see.
did.
Yeah. That was what we came away with.
Yeah. Wrong about a lot.
All right,
So,
Colby is back.
51 this time. And it's the fourth time playing.
Yep. So Australia, season 2, All-Stars, season 8, where he got rustled by Coach. Heroes versus Villains, where he got rustled by Coach. That was season 20. So he did not have a good faring, and he's aware of it. That was good, that he acknowledged that it was his own bad attitude that came through.
Yep,
to his detriment.
Put that out there.
He is seeking redemption.
Hasn't played in 15 years. And he said that he was excited and grateful to be asked. And he was excited that he thought he could be more under the radar now because they're not going to see him as much of a threat. Mm-hmm. They'll see the older guy and,
Or the guy that failed last time.
Oh, yeah.
Came up short and then failed completely in Heroes versus Villains.
In the last, sometime in the last 15 years, he moved back to Texas and became a welder again. He's always done welding, he said. And he'd like to play with Ozzy, Joe, and Jonathan.
Yep.
I thought, well, yeah.
I got no merge for him. I don't think he's going to make it.
I put no merge, too.
You know why? Because everybody was talking about how he was giving bad
vibes.
And
he frowns, and he never smiles, and he's scary, and he's that, yeah.
He wasn't giving any positivity at Ponderosa in the pregame. So
he was probably just trying to follow the rules and not
good rule follower.
Do that.
Uh-huh.
But
cowboy.
Everybody's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look fun at all.
Doesn't look like somebody I want to work with. Okay, so no merge for Colby, we're thinking. And there's plenty of people who are looking for Colby to win. Next up, Genevieve.
Genevieve is 34, and it's her second time playing.
Yeah, she's the only one here from 47.
She thinks that everyone's here has played before, so they shouldn't take things personally, right? Please, that's human nature.
Yeah, well, even more so when friendships get betrayed as a part of this with people who have connections in these returnee seasons. It seemed like there was some references to some pretty heavy pre-gaming that might have been done, even though they're counseled against doing that. And so, yeah.
Especially, I think Angelina and Chrissy both got a lot of, people saying that. I remember those two. I don't know who else, but Genevieve pointed out that she, Jonathan, and Chrissy are the only 3 people who haven't worked with anyone else from their season that's in the game.
That are there as the solos, yeah.
Yeah, they're the only ones that hadn't worked with any of those
She's looking
people.
forward to building connections quickly to help avoid that early targeting and channeling her intimidating energy into a warm space. Mm-hmm. The continued growth arc that she had from 47.
And she's not happy about 3 people from 48.
Yep. Why would you be?
Yeah. Well, even more so since she doesn't know anybody else.
Yeah.
But I think that she will find it less threatening when she realizes that they're all on different tribes. Mm-hmm. And don't you think she'll be like, oh, okay, well.
Well, I think the thing that caught me most off guard with Genevieve was that she said she was drawn to players like Q and viewed him as a best friend, potential best friend in the game. Drawn toward chaotic men, she said.
Yeah. And Rizzo,
I
too.
didn't see that coming.
It's like, oh, yeah, chaotic men, yes. I'm like, why? Does she think she can play them easier that way and manipulate them? Or she just
I expected her
likes the excitement of it?
to have a more confident energy, confident in control energy, but she wasn't coming across that way, at least in that interview that we watched. In spite of all that, I have her making the merge. Again, I think they're just bigger targets ahead of her, and you're going to need her physicality. You got Aubrey for puzzles, but Genevieve, I think, is pretty good with puzzles, too. And she's known and feared for being a strategist, a la Operation Italy in her season.
Well, at least she called Riz God. She said she likes Riz God, and he is a chaotic man, too, which she finds fascinating. And I thought, well, at least she called him a man.
Yeah.
Instead of a boy. Now, the rest of them think he's...
For context, the only thing they've seen on Rizzo and Savannah is the trailer at the end of season 48.
Yep, where he talked about being Riz God.
Mm-hmm, in his confessional.
I thought, I don't think that's going to help you.
What did you have for Genevieve? Merge, no merge?
No merge.
No merge for Genevieve. Okay. Moving on to Kyle.
32, second time playing, of course.
Coming right off the finale for 48, which had aired a couple of weeks before this all was in progress.
It's good for him that there's a lot of good players out there.
Mm-hmm. Looking for those meat shields.
Well, he still thinks people's going to underestimate him.
Or threat shields.
I thought,
more general.
You're a winner.
Yeah, right.
I don't think so. But he thinks they're still going to underestimate him, even though he won. And that he and Dee need to protect each other.
You're right. Same with Cerise. He's got a high threat level.
And he wants the 49ers gone right away.
I can get behind that. But he's suffering from a similar problem.
Well, he said Savannah looks locked in and ready to play, and they're both here for a reason. So he's not trusting it at all either. So, but he said he will. He's a little cautious about being friends with Cerie. Mm-hmm. But he said he would approach her, but he was a little cautious about it.
Won't have to worry about that in the beginning.
He said he'll connect with Rick, but he could fool me, so I got to be real cautious with him. So he already knows that he could play.
The timing is just really, really rough working against him here. Mm-hmm. Having everyone watch him win 48 just a couple of weeks before they're sitting here doing all these interviews. And his only plan is to hide in plain sight and spin the narrative to deflect his threat level. That is just not going to happen.
He says he would love to play with Tiffany, that she's got good tools and a great personality. Genevieve is scary, but we could play well together. Joe and I could be good allies, but people would be scared anytime Camilla and I speak, and I think they'll be defensive about that. So... And he's kind of 50-50 about Emily. He's not sure about her.
I just don't think he's going to make it. I think he's no merge.
I put merge because his strength in that tribe, I think, will need him and Q.
Right. And if they stayed in that tribe the whole time, I would agree with you 100%.
Well, true. Yeah. Well, they may stay in that tribe. They may not get switched. Even though the tribe switch, you never know. So,
right.
But that's the reason is his strength that I thought they might keep him around.
Definitely a reason why he might not be first out. Of course, it could be the reason he is first out because he's the winner on that tribe.
Because he's a winner, so I could see that too. But I put merge.
Okay, no merge for me. Next up, we got Q.
Q, he's 31, second time around.
Yep, previously on 46, played with Tiffany and Charlie.
And he has a son now as well.
Yeah, quite a few new parents.
Now, Here's what he says he's going to do.
The Q wagon
He'll
strategy.
sit on his hands and a bit and try to just undo his chaotic beginning from the last time he played.
Yeah, like Devins, he's going to try to lay low a little in the beginning.
He said, but now I'm going to have fun. I'm still going to play those games.
Yep.
Because, he's the one that played games and then observed how
Hide
they
and
played
seek,
it.
and then
So,
judged them for it.
Judged them, yes. So, it's like, well, I don't know if he can do what he says he can, but part of his strategy is to target people who have made the final three. Mm-hmm. He didn't want anybody who could speak well or made it that far in the game.
That's how he wants to use his Q wagon strategy. He said he wants to partner up with people and be direct in them, but have it look like they're calling the shots until the people who weren't finalists can get a majority and take control.
He said, I have to play calm and easy this time. And I thought, is he capable?
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can either.
No.
So
he knows what got him all that attention that first time. So,
and he's too sure that one of the 49ers won the game, so he don't want them around either.
Right.
And he said he could be friends with Sari, but not to the end. And he said, but I could take Ozzy to the end.
Thinks he could beat him. Yeah.
Yep. Thinks he can beat him.
Although Ozzy is one of those finalists that he wants to knock out. So.
And that he wants to take Tiffany to the end. Isn't that what you said last time? But anyway, he thinks he needs Genevieve, who is on his tribe, as his ride or die.
And Genevieve says that she likes chaotic men.
So,
Yep, that could be an alliance right there.
And it might
made
keep
in
her in the game.
the early moments of the game. I got no merge for Q. I would absolutely not want to play with someone I couldn't count on. And he fits that bill perfectly.
You know who he wants to play with Camilla and have her do for him what she did for Kyle.
Sure.
I thought you and everybody else in the world.
Who wouldn't want to, I got
Yeah.
you, coming out of the tribal council, the final tribal council. Yeah.
He thinks he needs Christian, even though he considers him a frenemy. I'm not sure why, but no.
Okay, no merge on Q?
No. I put merge on Q because of his strength.
Okay.
And that's why I think him and Kyle and Stephanie. I put everyone else no merge except for Kyle, Q, and Stephanie. And then I went, what? I just did that? What? But as I was going through I got to pick 11 no merges. So that's how it turned out.
Up next, we got Rizzo, fresh off season 49. He's here to do some ego management, acting like a fan and a number until he can attack.
And he's 25, people.
He has a plan. He is going to get Coach to dub him the Prodigy so he can evolve from Riz God to the Prodigy.
He says, everybody says, but he confirmed it, that he didn't gain any weight back from last time.
Well, it's only been a couple weeks.
Why?
I think they said
Savannah
12 days.
did, obviously.
Not even 2 weeks.
Savannah did.
Yeah.
I mean, she was conscious of doing it and putting some weight on. So, but maybe his metabolism's different, and he can't gain that quickly, I guess. But anyway, people noticed that about him as well. I think that's why they think he's so much younger.
He's the one who said he wanted to be Chrissy's new Ryan, but that is not part of her strategy.
Yeah.
Wants to work with Joe and Genevieve.
I think he's already shot himself in the foot, with the arrogance of the Riz God and, coming in as an unknown. I'm like, and then all that. He was very, I thought, arrogant in his interview.
Well, he's always come across that way in the confessionals, that this is the first time it's going to work to his disadvantage, because although they didn't see how he played the game, they did get to see him describe himself as the Riz God in that trailer for season 49.
And the interviews, he didn't diminish that at all, in my opinion.
Right. His plan is to do that. We'll see.
He says Colby's not threatening. So
merge, no
Colby's
merge.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't see him. I put him no merge.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let the 49s survive very long.
Easy Bodolph.
Yeah, whenever
think-
they take him. Yeah.
Yeah. Stephanie, she's 46, fourth time playing.
Previously on Palau, the season we started our podcast with.
Yep.
Then season 11, Guatemala, where her and Blobby John were the captains.
I love Blobby John.
And then her last appearance was on Heroes versus Villains, season 20, where she dislocated her shoulder in the first big challenge.
You know, I can't even think of Bobby John without seeing his eyes roll back.
Yeah. People forget how harsh season Guatemala was.
Guatemala was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. But I think it was Stephanie that mentioned she would love to see Rafe come back. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah, I love Rafe. And he's just a straight up nice guy, too.
He's probably not viewed as successful as Mike White, but with the whole Wheel of Time showrunner deal.
Yeah.
He was following a similar trajectory.
True that. Okay. What else about Stephanie? She has gotten married and had 3 kids since she played last.
Colby's going to be her brother on the beach.
Well, he said she was his sis on the beach, so that works. And they were on the same tribe. So we'll see.
To compliment Cerie's wondering if they were okay, she said that she viewed Cerie as a big friend and a perfect shield. Mm-hmm. Said she had
and she says she's very loyal in her game.
She's going to play that old school loyalty, integrity
I think
way.
So.
Said she's got a deep personal connection with Joe because they had both lost siblings. She lost both her brothers like back to back one year after another, unexpectedly.
Young.
Hopes they can play an honorable game together, her and Joe. Mm-hmm. So there's elements there of the honesty integrity alliance if they get shuffled to the point where that could happen, I guess, or they could come together at the merge.
Well, she said she plans to be herself out there, but she's going to try not to be seen as a threat.
Going to target Angelina and Q and
Q
Rizzo
tried
and
to
Savannah.
Connect with her on YouTube or something and sent messages, and I don't know the way he did it, or she didn't. She's like, who is that? You know, she thought he was strange, so she didn't answer at all.
Right.
So now she's worried that he's gonna, because he tried
Hold that against her.
She ignored him. That he might not work with her, and Tiffany might not either.
Mm-hmm.
But I doubt that. So I don't see him holding on to something like that. So, but they're on the same tribe. We'll find out pretty quickly.
Merge, no merge for Stephanie.
Let's see. What did I put for Stephanie?
You gonna surprise
Did I
yourself?
put anything? What did I put? Oh, okay. Here. I couldn't read my notes.
No.
Okay, couldn't find my note. Okay.
It's the whole page numbers things. It gets confusing.
If I'd have just stopped and thought instead of searching for the page, I would have known, because it just said that I only kept her and Q and Kyle on that tribe.
Oh, right.
Duh.
Yep. So you had merge. I got no merge. I don't think she's going to make it.
I don't know.
I think she's going to get
Unless
tripped
the other
up.
women talk about, don't want her because they don't want to go against her with her strength. Because, man, I watched a video of her working out, and I was like, holy moly, Steph.
Yeah, it was impressive.
She is impressive.
She built a
physically,
course in her backyard that she was running that was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was intense.
So, I mean,
some of the most intense
hardcore
prep.
Worked out.
Yeah.
So,
She's serious, as always.
yeah, so
she's intense and serious.
Again, I based all of that.
I got her no merge. I think they're the honesty integrity thing. So they just watched 48 fall apart because of the honesty integrity alliance thing. So I think that's fresh on everyone's mind. That's not a workable strategy. And so I think that's probably going to trip her up. She's going to be selling that, and people aren't going to be buying.
So that would mean she and Colby are the only old school on that tribe. And that could hurt them, right?
Well, Aubrey's considered old school.
She is?
Yeah.
Oh, because she was in the 30s, right?
And Angelina also is considered old school because she
Really?
also was in the 30s.
Well, they're not old school.
Well, it depends. See, that gets confusing.
Yeah, but they
On
are
what
on
you
that
mean
side,
by
I
that.
guess. But
Yeah. Well, there's new era and old era.
Well, I would bet you monies Angelina considers herself in with the new era people.
Oh, yeah. She's still one of the young ones as far as she's concerned.
Yeah. And probably Genevieve, too, which
Well,
she is.
in the new era. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know about Aubrey. But anyway, we'll see how that pans out.
So just some quick summary on who was chosen the most as an ally or friend. Like we mentioned, Coach. A lot of people looking to work with the Dragon Slayer. Ozzy got picked 17 times.
Of course he did.
Looking for that physical provider and just being drawn to the old school legends.
But
Aubrey.
he's not planning to be that.
Right.
Or just that.
Right.
Anyway.
And Aubrey also got 17. She got mentioned 17 times as a potential friend or ally, and because of her strategist
I thought
ability.
there was a lot of people afraid of her too, though. But
And they noticed that they think she's coming with something to prove. So you can leverage that if you come at that the right way. Jenna also got 17. Cited as the OG. Looking forward to playing with Jenna.
No. Wow.
And Joe got 17. So that honesty and loyalty thing does have its appeal.
Well,
so maybe
especially
I'm off
if you're
base with
playing the
that.
game, I can lie to you, but you don't lie to me.
Mike, right. And Mike White got 16. So, although I think several cast members admitted they were drawn because of the White Lotus success. But whatever works to his favor. As for top targets, Rizzo got 16 mentions
My first off.
for unknown gameplay, perceived arrogance, suspected winner, although I think his plan is to come clean too and tell him what happened with 49.
He will. Absolutely.
Following in his footsteps with 14 mentions as a target or a foe, Savannah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, also unknown. Mm-hmm. And several people have already pegged her as the winner. Dee got 11 mentions because of her dominance, being a relatively recent winner and being a high social strategic threat. Rick Devens got mentioned 11 times. Perceived inauthenticity, but also disliked for his idol finding, advantage finding prowess.
Oh, Rick, yeah.
Q got mentioned 10 times because of what? Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, perceived as a poop show of a player. To soften that a little bit. Okay, who do you have first out? Let's do first out, Final Four USB.
Rizzo.
And I got Savannah, because I think that tribe's going to bite it first. How about your Final Four? Who did you end up with for a Final Four?
Well, I'm not
Did you go Dream Team, or did you try to rationalize it?
About my Final Four.
Yeah.
But, and I might change that because one of the people, I just thought she might get in there. But I chose Sari, Jenna, Joe, and Ozzy.
Now that's an old school kind of lineup right there.
Except for Joe, yeah. And but he plays old school like Jonathan.
Yeah,
so I throw Jonathan in with old school as well.
Yeah.
And but I thought, wow, I first had Christian in there, and I thought, oh no, they're not going to want Christian to get that close to the end. I don't think they will. So
a lot of people talked about how charming he was, but as a threat.
Yes, everybody feels a threat. That's why I thought, no, I think they might cut him before 4. Mm-hmm. But I put Jenna, but surely Sari will see through her.
Yeah.
If she's going to play really cutthroat. But I think she might easily fool Joe and Ozzy. So I thought, well, maybe Sari will just go with it so she could, if they are working together. But I just kind of thought, well, I got to pick somebody. I mean, I just went over it for days going, I don't know. This is crazy. So that's what I decided. What would be fun for me?
You landed the first time.
Not so much Jenna, but, and I might even have her not making the merge. But.
For my Final Four, I ended up with Christian, Devens, Coach, and Camilla. So who did you settle on for the win? Who's your USB right now?
It's between Suri and Ozzy.
Okay.
Just because
Hadn't settled yet.
I like them, and I can't,
Sentimental
I don't know, I
winner
might
for
even
sure.
go with Ozzy. I don't know if he can even make it, but
Be quite the story.
don't know if he's as physical as he used to be, which pretty sure he's not.
Yeah, that's not
I
going to
mean,
be
that,
there.
that wouldn't be realistic.
But even
But
30%
I
of
just like Ozzy.
original
I have
Ozzy
a
is
soft
something.
Spot.
Uh-huh.
I just got, a little
Okay.
soft spot there for Ozzy.
I settled on Christian for my USB. I think that's going to be fun.
That
I
would be
agree.
great. Yeah.
His threat level is huge, but I'm just going to pull for Professor Hubicki. That's
Well,
where I
I
am
tell
right
you,
now.
there's not a whole lot of people that I would say I wouldn't want to win as long as they play the game and they do a good job of whatever
Right.
they're doing. I would be like, okay.
So that
way to go.
prompts
Good
a
for you.
question. How do you look at this returnee season? Compare it to All Stars, heroes versus villains, game changers. What do you think about it in terms of the returnees that we've got here? How does it stack up, you think?
I think it's fine. I don't mind. I don't know. I can't remember everybody that was in earlier seasons.
Yeah.
But then there's some of the same people. But I am content with this. There were some people I didn't really want to see Savannah and Rizzo come back.
Right.
Number one, for them as well as for us, it's too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost too soon for Joe and Kyle, and now Camilla. She's a special. I look forward to seeing where she can go.
You're
now
right.
that people know
What
that-
can she do with
Yeah.
that impression of her?
And
Can she
I'm not
overcome
sure
it?
she can. I'm not sure anybody's going to let her, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. Nobody's going to believe her, I don't think. Well, you get caught up in it, and you might. It's just like with Suri. Oh, no, you can't trust Suri. And then they believe her.
Well, it ends up you don't necessarily control the choices. So
Mm-hmm.
when you get shuffled, then all of a sudden you got to make new arrangements.
Exactly.
And if you want to be here to the next day, you got to figure out what you need to do that.
Exactly. And I think Suri has had more experience doing that.
She's definitely had
Than
more experience
anyone
doing
else.
it against experienced competitors, more
Yes.
recent experience because of that
Yes.
Survivor Australia versus the world
Yes.
run, which that's got to have helped her mindset. I think.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Okay, let's recap before we wrap up. Let's recap this season's titled "In the Hands of the Fans." So we voted on 11 different questions here. The first thing was tribe colors, and we know how that turned out. So the original choices were blue, orange, and green, orange, teal, purple, and then green, red, and yellow. That green and yellow
But
were
the
way too
buffs
close.
are not purple.
In any case, we know how that one turned out. That's orange, teal, purple, or pink,
Okay.
as Joanne says. Mm-hmm. We don't know how this next one turned out, and it could have quite an effect on a couple people in this season. Give them rice, yes or no, make them earn it. And if they do get rice, which would help them stay powered up mentally and
Give them rice.
not cascade into a disaster tribe, hopefully, for one of the three tribes, then that would diminish the role potentially of Ozzy and Jonathan as providers to some degree, and Angelina as the master rice negotiator. So I think I voted for give them the rice. I want to see them at their best.
I want
going at
their
each
minds
other.
working so we can
And
really
bodies.
see them.
Yeah, going at it.
I don't say you have to give them enough to gain weight out there, but give them enough food that they function well.
Yeah.
They can still be challenged. They're still going to have cravings and want
We're
things.
yet to learn how that one turned out. Next up was a vote on Final Four fire making. Keep it or let them vote the way they used to. People know that I am in favor of the fire making. Fire represents life. I've always liked that twist for that reason. I think it leads to some dramatic moments and gives people opportunities when they get outnumbered and they're underdogs.
I'm actually okay either way that goes.
Okay. And then the fourth item was a live finale or after show in Fiji.
We know how that turned out.
Yeah, there's a live finale coming in LA. And then the fifth thing to vote on was, what do you want for the final immunity challenge? They gave 3 choices. You could do Plinko like they had in season 46, or you could do a massive obstacle course, or you could do Samotion. I think I just voted for Samotion.
I don't like Samotion. It makes me nervous.
Obstacle course one, option 2.
I like that
yeah,
one.
you get nervous. Yeah. Yep. Okay. The sixth thing to vote on was, should advantages have dynamic power, strategic power, or minimal power?
Man,
but they didn't say what that meant.
Yeah,
so they left themselves with a lot of leeway there. So we don't know how that one turned out. But
they might have done that deliberately.
I was looking for minimal, I believe there. I don't want it to be
interpretation.
I didn't want it to be an advantage heavy season, but we do know that there are some advantages in the game, because they hinted at that in the preview. The seventh thing to vote on was, do you want a tribe swap or not? And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a tribe swap. We don't know for sure how that one turned out, but I think that is imminent.
Would be wild if they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I expect
well, you could end up with the disaster
but,
tribe scenario for
but
sure.
That would really surprise me.
The eighth thing we voted on was the design of the immunity necklace. There was kind of a reserved phoenix rising from the ashes motif, and then there was a more bold one with open spread wings and the resilient phoenix, I guess. So I voted for that one. That just seems like a throwaway thing, but it's a visual, I guess. And then the ninth thing that we voted on was supplies. Do you want to give them supplies, or should they earn them? And again, I was in favor of having the tools there. So get a pot, get a machete, get a flint. I
think that would, I don't like it that they're immediately, in order to do that, they've immediately separated them from the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So
the people that makes the
people that are out there agreeing to expend their energy that much are immediately at a disadvantage.
Yeah, Kyle came back and won the whole season.
With a lot of people, just because they weren't here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it can be a hindrance to the people who have to do that.
I'm fine, just give it to them.
And then the 10th thing to vote on was twists, and the way they phrased it was, I don't like twist, keep them rare. So not eliminate them, but keep them rare. Or I love twist, bring them on. And pretty sure I love twist, bring them on is what's chosen, because we see Zach Brown, the country artist, showing up with a big fish, and we see Mr. Beast showing up with his Beast briefcase. So I think the twists are going to be there.
I would have said keep them rare, I think, but I don't know.
I think that's what I voted for too.
It'll be fine.
And then the 11th thing that the fans voted on was idols. Basically, no idols or yes, idols. And I think we can be confident that there are indeed idols, because we see Devin's talking about the Billie Eilish boomerang idol. So that sounds like an idol.
He could be making a joke too. You don't know.
Yeah, I think there's something out there about this, though. What it really is it an actual idol or not? I don't know.
Or is that his fake idol?
He didn't make it up.
Yes,
it's a for real thing that they included in the game.
Okay.
So I think there's definitely going to be idols.
I would be surprised if there were no idols. But.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it. We've gone through and given some background. Now we're looking forward to turning that over to you. Excited to hear what you're thinking about this season. What do you think about this season compared to the previous returnee seasons? And which tribe do you think is going to head to tribal council first? And who's going to be voted out first? Who are you thinking about for a Final Four? Who are you thinking about for your USB? The voicemail number is 206-350-1547, toll free 844-643-8737. You can always record your feedback, or you can send it in an email to us at joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com. Feedback's due noon Eastern time on Saturday, this coming Saturday. Looking forward to that. We ask that you keep it in that 3-minute range so that we can put together On the Grill Part 2. What else do we have there to wrap up?
Well, I just wanted to acknowledge and thank Paul for the awesome roster as always.
We already got it bookmarked, had it up on the screen while we're doing all this.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't survive without it anymore. I'm spoiled. So, and he also did the logo for our Fantasy League. And so he does that every season. Thank you so much, Paul. And also thanks to Steve, who provides and maintains the JSFL website for us all to enjoy playing the fantasy game.
Yeah.
And also, thank you, Jeremiah and Mike Kay. They take care of the Facebook page, so great job, all of you. And if you'd like to play in the Fantasy League and are new to JSFL, you need to register before the deadline of 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, that's 4:30 Pacific, on February 25th in order to play this season. You cannot register after that time. It will close for the entire season. And so be sure you do that.
Everyone needs to, for the Fantasy League, you need to select your USB, which is worth 24 points. That stands for Ultimate Survivor Bonus, USB. That's the person you think is going to win the season, and you'll get 24 points if you pick the right one. Be sure to hit the submit button when you make that selection. That happens every season.
Every season.
And you can click on who you want, but you got to click submit to make it happen. Your USB will then show up in bold print on the picks page, which is where you go to choose the person that you think will be voted off, and 4 castaways that will still be in the game after the 3-hour premiere episode ends. Again, make sure to hit submit for your choices. You can double check, go back to the page and make sure it's all there. And I already mentioned about feedback for On the Grill Part 2, due Saturday, February 21st by noon Eastern Time.
And if you want to be in the side challenge with Stacy this season, you must send us an email to joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com to let us know you want to play. And you need to send this to me by the deadline of on the 25th of 7:30 Eastern Time, and in order to be added, not later than that. So, because we'll shut that down at that time as well.
And what's the side challenge, you might be wondering? Well, the side challenge is where we up the stakes a little bit. So if you're the person who scores, if you're in the side challenge and you score the lowest score in the Fantasy League, then you owe us a parody song about the events of this season at the end of the season there. And the person who scores the highest in the side challenge is the one who chooses that song. What's our most recent example?
Well, Justin was the winner of season 49, and he chose the song Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys for Parker, who was in last place in the side challenge, to create a parody of season 49. Parker, please send it to us not later than noon on Saturday.
Yeah, we want to include that in the
I look forward
on the
to
grill
it.
Part 2. So
Those,
he's done them before and he's done great.
Creative,
Yeah.
you know. It's really fun, but I would never do it. I never ever will play.
Raise the anxiety level
No,
too
there's
much
still
when
way
you're making
too
the
much
picks.
anxiety. There's some people that played it once and went, "Oh no, that just really raises the anxiety every
Not what
week."
I'm looking for. Yeah.
So it's like, no, that's not
it's
my
fun.
thing. I don't need more stress.
Okay.
So that would not be healthy for me, actually. But a lot of people are very creative, and they like to create, and they like to sing.
Yeah.
So, all right.
We're looking forward to hearing your thoughts and predictions on season 50.
All right. Welcome back.
Have a good one.